Hello and welcome to Opinions Plus. Today's video is on men, males. What's a male? The last clip I did had to do with the the conference on making males stronger, and they had the sword swallower and the Chuck Norris running through with a tank, and as if that's maleness. Now, I don't know what the rest of the conference had, but obviously that was the start of it, and that was the intro to it on 2 years. Sword swallowers and Chuck Norris with tanks. But there's some concern, apparently, about what maleness is. I really don't understand what's happening to this country, that everything is an issue. What's maleness? What's femaleness? What's this? What's that? You know, you are what you are. You become sensitized to different elements, different ideas, different perspectives. And sometimes people affect change in their young children, which can cause them problems down the line. But heck, anything can cause problems down the line. Good, the bad, the ugly, you just don't know. But if you're doing it for selfish reasons, then obviously that's not good. That's going to hurt someone. Ultimately, it'll end up hurting yourself. But many people do these things because of their perception of what the society is thinking at the time. And these gender issues, what's a man, making decisions at young ages, giving the responsibility to people on anything at younger and younger ages, just because I think the adults don't want to do it. It's just easier and convenient excuses to shy away from the difficult decisions that they may or may not have by, acquiescing to social pressures. Whatever their perceived social pressure is, because obviously there's millions of social pressures out there. There's all types of social pressures depending on where you're at, depending on what crowd you hang with, depending on what finances you have, or what religion you have, or whatever it is. But political, especially the political construct today. I don't necessarily agree that there is a major problem with males. I don't know enough young men to make that kind of effective determination. But I do know that there's problems. There's just too much crap going out on these waves that people can accept and, allow it to become a part of their thinking. And, it just happens. And I think the criminal situation, there's an adage about criminals aging out. They're young criminals, but as they get older, they become more mature, more understanding, more responsible, seeing alternatives. And that may or may not be true, depending on what studies and, because frankly, there's no way people can know what the true avenue is. It depends on what's happening in your life, in your environment at the time. Not the big social United States world view, but your view in your family, your communities. You see what's going on in your neighborhoods. You see how people are impacted by, I don't know, TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever it is. The Facebook things, the bullying and the problems here. I mean, these are big issues, and they're not necessarily big issues for the society, but they're big issues for the individual and the families that are engaged in them. That's people need help, they need guidance, and we go back to the same old shtick. But men aren't an issue in my mind. Being a male isn't an issue. It certainly isn't owning a motorcycle. That's not that doesn't make you a male. Owning a gun doesn't make you a male. You know, knowing karate or hitting on people or whatever doesn't make you a powerful person. And this concept of alpha male, this tribalism nonsense, you can have a dominant personality, but alpha male, come on. Where does this come from? In certain street gangs and in certain small individual groups, you have dominant personalities. And many of them are males. And, if they claw their way up through physical violence or whatever, they are the alpha male. But just because somebody is a loudmouth brute doesn't make them an alpha. It just doesn't. It demeans them. You can have strength and character and honesty, but you have to show things, obviously. You can't just be the quiet person sitting back and saying everything is good to go. No problem here. We'll get through it. You have to act. But to act on this concept that the male population, whether it's the United States or around the world, is being demailed, reduced in significance because they may have, other choices other than motorcycles or tanks or I don't know what else is considered maleness in today's world. When I was a younger man, this whole maleness thing was quite a bit different, but there was still pressure. There's always pressure to conform, always pressure to be something else, but it's the concept, in my estimation, of dominance. That's what you have to dominate. Well, you don't have to dominate. That is wrong. You don't have to cave in either. It's not either or. You find a pathway that creates value and quality in your life and the lives around you. That creates you as a male of good stead. Now and I think one of the problems is that women are becoming much more influential. They're showing much more or have much more power in the society in general. They're not just, sitting in the back burner there doing what their husband tells them to do or father or whatever. They're thinking for themselves. And they have a social push, a nudge to do more for themselves because they are people. They're not there just to satisfy the male appetite. As even on this conference thing, one of that pastor that was I think if anybody looked at it, they're talking about how this sword swallower took his shirt off and climbing up the pole and mirrored the stripper. Well, this guy was quoted, this pastor who was saying it's a Jezebel type thing, and I guess there's some reference to homosexuality or something. I really don't understand it, but anyway, he was not happy about it. That much I did understand. But, you know, it's not that at all. Women were enslaved. Now they're not. They have a voice. And they can make a statement. In some situations, in some localities, this is not true. They try to make a statement, but they're controlled. They're controlled by psychological or physical pressure. Does that make a good man a man? Or does that make a man a good man? No. Why? Because he can dominate and control somebody else? There's a variety of things that go on in the society that we just don't have a clue how our brains or psyche works. They think they do, but they don't. The bottom line, of course, and has always been and always will be, a man is a man when he provides the best he can in whatever situation he's given. To do the best you can, whether it's pushing a plow or changing a diaper. You do what you can do. You may not like it. You know, you have training, cultural training and whatever that says, no, you got to be out drinking beer with the guys or whatever the thing is. No, I don't drink, so I don't drink with beers with the guys. I used to, but I don't do that. And I was never much on that kind of male camaraderie anyway. But people are, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. But where does it lead? All this stuff, you have to look at where the situation leads. Men are good people. People. They have a role in life. And how you define that role and how you make that role to be meaningful to yourself and your society is by attending to the qualities and decency that's within you to become a better person on whatever level. Now, this started with men, but it's applicable to men, women, it doesn't matter. You can find your own avenue. You don't have to mirror, well, you can't mirror this society because the society is all over the board. But if it settles down, you don't have to mirror the society. You can go your own way. And you can be a strong person, a good person, a loving male, giving, devoted, and live your life that way. You have your own sexuality, you have your own purpose, you have your own way. You live it, but to the good, to the quality, to the end result is quality life for you and those that you care for and the society in which you find yourself living. So I don't see that there's an issue here. We make the issue, we promote the issue in the society and the YouTube and the Facebooks and all that stuff. But just think, maleness is just what it is. It's your perspective, your understanding. And I can't, in a short video, go into all the ins and outs of maleness and the garnish that goes around being a husband, a father, a provider. Some men are not providers. Some women make more money, 10 times more money than the guy can do. That's just the way it is. But you don't have to change your concept of who you are, what you are. You know, it's difficult because of the societal pressures. But look to the good, always to the good. That's what's important. Never change that. But I don't think there's a big problem. We just make it a problem. Let's stop making things problems. Let people live their lives. Guide them, direct them where we can, but let them be people of good nature, good quality, good, honest people, leading their lives to the best way they can. Thanks for listening. If you like what you hear, subscribe. If you hit the like button, please do. And I appreciate the comments, not just for me. The comments are for everybody. Thank you all for listening. Have a good day. Bye for now.